This is Korea News for April 6, 2022. The Chanel Hangeul jacket, which Moon Jae-in's wife Kim Jong-sook wore and donated during her trip to France in 2018 and is currently on display at Incheon International Airport, was found to be a separate product from Chanel, different from the clothes Kim Jung-sook wore at the time. The reason or point of view that Chanel made the jacket separately is making people curious. A Chanel official said, the jacket Kim Jung-sook wore when visiting France in October 2018 was borrowed from Chanel, and returned to Chanel immediately after Kim Jung-sook wore it. It was donated, he said on the 5th. The donation was made 3 years and 1 month after Kim Jung-sook wore this jacket. Chanel did not disclose whether the products worn by Kim Jung-sook were actually stored. This jacket has been on display at the departure hall on the 3rd floor of Terminal 1 of Incheon International Airport since the 17th of last month. Chanel initially revealed that the product displayed at Incheon International Airport was the same product that Kim Jung-sook wore, but when some pointed out that the jacket color and Hangeul pattern were markedly different, it reversed its position. The National Hangeul Museum said, the Korean Language Policy Division of the Ministry of Culture, Sports, and Tourism ordered that Chanel to donate the jacket worn by Kim Jong-sook in May of last year, so it should be considered. From Chanel headquarters, Kim Jung-sook knew that she was wearing real clothes during her 2018 trip to France, so she received her donation and did not verify the authenticity of her remarks. The Chanel jacket that Kim Jung-sook wore during her visit to France was known as a garment made by Karl Lagerfeld, the chief designer of Chanel, a French luxury brand, using her Hangeul embroidered fabric. When suspicions grew that Kim Jung-sook's clothes, including this jacket, were used for special activities, the Blue House explained, Kim Jung-sook returned the Chanel jacket after using it during his state visit to France in 2018, and after that, Chanel gave the jacket to the National Hangeul Museum. It is being donated and exhibited. The police, who have been investigating the alleged misuse of corporate cards, of Kim Hye-kyung, spouse of former presidential candidate Lee Jae-myung of the Democratic Party of Korea, also seized and searched Bae's home on the 4th. She is suspected of having acted as Mr. Kim's assistant secretary, and she is a person standing at the center of various suspicions such as personal misappropriation of corporate cards and issuance of illegal prescriptions raised against Mr. Kim so far. According to the investigative authorities on the 5th, the Anti-Corruption Investigation Section of the Gyeonggi Nambu Police Agency seized and searched the house of the former Gyeonggi Provincial Administration Office General Affairs Division 5th grade official Bae, who was the accused in the case, around 8 p.m. the previous day. The police conducted a search and seizure for about an hour in the presence of Bae's lawyer, and it was confirmed that the cell phone that Bae was using was secured. Earlier on the same day, the police raided and searched several offices within the provincial government office, including the General Affairs Department of the Gyeonggi Provincial Office, the Medical Office, and the Investigation Officer's Office for over 10 hours from the morning of the same day. At the same time, the police tried to enforce a seizure warrant for Bae's home, but he was absent, so he waited until he returned home that evening, and presented the warrant to Mr. Bae and conducted a search and seizure. A police official said at a press conference the day before whether there was a search and seizure, I can't confirm because it is under investigation. Meanwhile, at the end of February, the police banned Bae from leaving the country, and immediately after the election, the investigation began in earnest by calling in the accuser of the incident. Then, on the 25th of last month, the Gyeonggi Provincial Office received a complaint from the Gyeonggi Provincial Office that contained the entire history of corporate card use from July 2018 to September last year, when Bae worked at the provincial government. A word from an ordinary professor about a show with a certain bitch and his gang, hey bitches. A spokesperson for the Blue House appeared on the broadcast on the 5th and explained, actually, I was going to open it a few months ago, but it was postponed due to the serious corona situation in relation to Moon Jae-in's full opening of MT. The full opening of Bukoksan Mountain was Moon Jae-in's presidential campaign promise. If you want to say what kind of bittersweet bullshit this is, you do it at the beginning of his tenure, or when Yoon Suk-yeol opens it up, his stomach hurts. It's so deceiving, you bastards. When asked, isn't the president-elect Yoon Suk-yeol in a hurry to open the Blue House? The spokesperson said, the elected president's promise to open the Blue House and Moon Jae-in's opening of MT Bangkok have nothing to do with it. It was a promise made with the people at the time of the nomination. What kind of bullshit is this? All the people already know. Please stop talking nonsense and tell Jane to take good care of your wife. A spokesperson for the Blue House said, as I walked down the hiking trail today, the palm mats and wooden decks are very well built. Due to this opening, the sections starting from Ansan in Sidamangu, in Wangsan, Buamdong, the southern side of Bukoksan Mountain, Hanyangdo Seong Fortress, the southern side of Bukoksan Mountain, and Samcheongdong continued without interruption. Now that the good times for mountain climbing have come, citizens will be able to enjoy the pleasure of hiking in the city. Regarding President-elect Yoon's statement that he would open the Blue House and return it to the people on May 10, the start of his term, he said, I fully agree with the purpose. I think we should consider the fact that we have to protect the safety of our people until midnight on the 9th as the President and Commander-in-Chief of the military until the last minute, he said. You sound like a dog and you're tired. Meanwhile, the Blue House said, on April 6, 2022, the back of MT Bangkok, where public access is restricted, will be open to the public, and the entire area of MT Bangkok will finally be fully open to the public. It's been 1 year and 6 months, he said. The Blue House said, the full opening of MT Bangkok is meant to keep the promise made by Moon Jae-in to the public to return MT Bangkok and MT Inwang to the citizens by fully opening them to the public in 2017. The spaces of the people were completely returned to the bosom of the people. By opening the previously closed door and allowing the public to more easily access the space near the Blue House, we have achieved a symbolic change of communicating with the people and being an open Blue House next to the people. Hey, you bastards, at this point, the word Geraldo Yongchan comes out naturally. Seo Min, a professor of medicine at Dankook University, mocked the opening of the southern side of MT Bangkok behind the Blue House building, where the Blue House had previously restricted access, on the 6th. On the same day, Professor Seo wrote on his Facebook page, Wontung, the king of silliness, and argued, did the security issue suddenly disappear a month before his retirement? Previously, Moon Jae-in directly countered the opposition's offensive that he violated the Farmland Act in the process of purchasing the land for his private residence in Yangsan, Gyeongsang Namdo with the purpose of living there after retirement, saying, do that much, it's a bit awkward. The admission of Jo Min, the daughter of former Justice Minister Cho Kook, to the Graduate School of Medicine at Pusan National University has been cancelled. It has been more than 7 months since the university issued a preliminary administrative disposition to cancel her admission to her Cho. It is expected that her decision to cancel her admission to Pusan National University will likely lead to the revocation of her doctor's license. Pusan National University held a faculty meeting at the university headquarters on the afternoon of the 5th, deliberated on the agenda for Jo Min, and decided to cancel the admission. Pusan National University said in a statement issued after the faculty meeting that day, the entrance exam guidelines announced by the university are public promises, and it is of utmost importance to abide by them. Prior to this, Pusan National University issued a preliminary administrative disposition to cancel her admission to Cho on August 24 last year after undergoing its own investigation by the Admissions Process Management Committee. At the time, the university announced, we have determined that Jo Min falls under the provisions of the 2015 Medical School Freshman Recruitment Guideline. If the information in the submitted documents is different from the facts, you will be disqualified. The intention was that it was judged that the contents of the documents submitted by Jo Min, such as Dongyang University Intern, KIST Intern, and Dongyang University Assistant Researcher Career, were not true. Pusan National University entered a private hearing to hear his vocation on the preliminary disposition on January 20, about 5 months later, and completed the procedure early last month. Prior to this, on January 27, the Supreme Court ruled that all the seven so-called specifications, including the citation from the president of Dongyang University in connection with the allegation of corruption in the entrance examination against Cho Min's mother, Jang Kyung-shim, a former professor at Dongyang University, were all false. Thank you for watching today. Please like and subscribe.